Hi, my name is Scott, and I was diagnosed about 10 weeks ago with aggressive stage 4 cancer back in New England. My diagnosis included two tumors in my spine and indications of cancer in my pancreas, liver, kidneys, and lungs, so pretty extensive. At the time I was diagnosed and evaluated by a traditional institution back on the East Coast, and we had a lot of concerns about the speed with which they were going to be able to treat the extensive cancer that I was undergoing. I was very fortunate to have a dear friend in California know about Dr. Von Schaefer and had heard about her success with patients that had very similar extensive cancer treatments as myself. One of our concerns with the traditional institution that we were attending is that because they were not sure specifically the source of the cancer, they were not willing to begin treatments until that was determined. That was a major concern for us given how extensive and aggressive the cancer had become, and we felt like we needed a solution that would get us started in the process a lot faster than the traditional institution could offer. We were very fortunate to learn about Dr. Von Schaefer, and we immediately had a consultation with Dr. Von Schaefer. And one of the things that was very compelling is that she said that we need to get started right away, and we don't need to wait to know exactly where the cancer started. There is plenty of work that we can do on the existing cancers with pre-therapeutics and also work on the spine tumors until we determine the best course of action in terms of treating the cancer itself. Within 72 hours, we were on a plane from New England out to California and began treatments the following Monday. Within a couple of weeks, Dr. Von Schaefer's collaborator, Dr. Doggett, had done radiation treatments on my back, and within a couple of weeks, I was able to resume walking, and all of the pain that I had been experiencing for the last 6 weeks was completely gone. Soon thereafter, we began the chemo treatments, which I've now been able to do for the last 6 weeks. There's a number of reasons why we chose Dr. Von Schaefer. I think one of them was just the fact that, from an intuition standpoint, Dr. Von Schaefer's approach seemed to make so much sense. Number one was her idea that we were going to treat the cancer with a low dose approach at the cellular level so that we weren't damaging the good cells, and more importantly, we weren't damaging my immune system, which is important not just in the short term, but also for long term recovery and to make sure that the cancer wasn't going to return. That just made eminent sense to us. The second thing, again, was the speed. Dr. Von Schaefer and Dr. Doggett had an approach that was going to allow us to treat all of the cancers simultaneously in a way that would allow us to get at the root of each of these cancers in a really efficacious manner. So, how I'm feeling now after 8 weeks is really amazing. I have no back pain, which has been incredible. I've been able to resume work. And more importantly, I've had no nausea and I've had no sickness even after 6 weeks of chemo treatments and 6 weeks of daily therapeutics. I feel completely normal and it really is amazing. It's certainly not what I expected. I never expected to be able to return and be able to work again. And my kids have all joked that I look better now than I did before I was diagnosed with cancer. So I think for those people that are considering different treatments, it really is amazing to know that you can have stage 4 aggressive cancer and not be suffering the way so many people I know that have had and experienced stage 4 cancer are suffering through both the extensive chemo, the loss of hair, the loss of dignity, and all of these things are things that I've been blessed not to have to experience, which has just been incredibly fortunate for me. One of the things that's so exciting is after just 8 weeks of treatment, the latest results, and I've had the brachytherapy as well, is that the tumor is completely gone in my pancreas. There's no indication anymore that it's in my liver. There's no indication that it's in my adrenal glands, kidney, and there's been a significant reduction in the nodes that are in my lungs and the two spine tumors. And this is just after 8 weeks. So it's an amazingly exciting miracle as far as I'm concerned as to where I am now. And and how hopeful both Dr. Von Schaefer, my wife, and I are for the future. We fully believe that we're going to rid ourselves entirely of this cancer, and we are so grateful to Dr. Von Schaefer and Dr. Doggett as to where we are today. I think one of the things that's so amazing about this whole cancer process that I've been through is that when I was first diagnosed back on the East Coast 10 weeks ago, I was terrified. One, I was not given a long, um, optimistic view of how long I had to survive. But secondly, I was so fearful of the pain and suffering that I was expecting to have from chemo. And this is based on the experience of so many friends and family that have suffered through cancer and what's happened as a result. And so this is one of the things that's been so amazing about my experience with Dr. Von Schaefer is that I have gone through 8 weeks of chemotherapy and daily therapeutics and back radiation, and I've had no suffering. I've had no sickness, no pain, and nothing but optimism because of the confidence that Dr. Von Schaefer has exuded through this whole process. She has this calm confidence that we're going to beat this and we're going to be cured. And that has helped me with my mental outlook to know that I'm going to get through this. I think for people that are really considering where they want to go for traditional treatments or innovative treatments, just know that there are so many amazing alternatives to the major cancer institutions around this country. We did our research and we did a thorough research on Dr. Von Schaefer, and we feel so blessed and thankful that we have chosen Dr. Von Schaefer's integrative oncology approach, which combines traditional chemotherapy approaches with less traditional therapy approaches, but have been proven successful with so many patients similar to me that have had extensive cancer, stage 4 cancer, and are not suffering today. One of the things that's been so amazing about this process is that I'm in Dr. Von Schaefer's office doing chemotherapy with my fellow patients. And we're all in this together. And the amazing thing is, we all don't look like sick cancer patients. It's really amazing. We're talkative, we're smiling, we feel healthy, we're optimistic, we're convicted with what Dr. Von Schaefer is doing, and it's entirely different than the experience I had going to a major medical hospital and seeing people sick, without their hair, suffering, pale. And when you come to Dr. Von Schaefer's office, you're surrounded by staff and doctors that are so kind and friendly and optimistic and make you feel good. And it really does help with the healing process. So I am so grateful to this entire staff for what they've been able to do for me.